So, my last graphic design video gained some attention, not a lot, but it was more attention than I'm usually used to. And it's been a few years, months, I'm not even sure anymore. I decided to bring out my graphic design skills once again. They might be a little bit rusty because it's been a while since I have practiced graphic design, but I do love to draw. The reason why this video came about was I was making or editing my videos. I was just looking at my ending screen for the videos, which, yeah, I decided it looks very, very cringy. It's like when Facebook mums post a Minion meme, they think it's the funniest thing in the world, but really it's not. So we have to change that. We have to change it. It's just so 2020 COVID coded, you know what I mean? And like, I was a young soul when I made that. And I don't think I was even in college yet. So keeping that in mind, it does hold a place in my heart because I've been using it since I began YouTube. It needs to change because I'm really liking my logo at the minute. I mean, it matches my hat, it matches my aesthetic. Yeah, the ending screen, maybe a few of the banners on the YouTube channel has to change. It has to change. There's no question about that. So, this video, it could be nice and simple, it could just be a speed draw on me talking, but I actually wanted to take you through how a graphic designer would do their research to do it correct. Make it clear, because sometimes if you're doing the wrong sizes, it's fuzzy, blah, 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 blah. And also, I personally do everything for free. I have no money. I'm a student. So all the apps that I use, all the tools, they're all free as well. The only thing that isn't quite free is my tablet, which I got many of years ago. You know, you can do it on your phone, you can do it on your computer, tablet. Specifically the things I'm using, or specifically the apps, is an app, so you'd have to use it on your phone or your tablet. I'm not sure about computers, but there can always be alternatives, so keep that in mind. The thing is, I was gonna look at other YouTube channels to gain inspiration for my outro, you could say. Like, I didn't realize outros were outdated now, like outro screens. Or at least, maybe I'm looking at the wrong places, because being a 2016 YouTube watcher, I remember when PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, just every single YouTuber had an outro screen. But now, it's like they will have it for like 3 seconds, but before it was like animated and everything. I'm not going as far to animate my screen. I'm not that good. It was really, really hard to like give you guys an example of what I was going for, because I want to go for that 2016, 2018 YouTube vibe, or even 2012. Like, loads of YouTubers had ending screens in 2012. Things I could find though, some people had. Wait, let me make my screen a bit smaller. I came across this YouTuber, Observe, right? His videos are genuinely very interesting. I think they're about body language analysis. If you click on the end of his video, animation ending screen, but it really matches his vibe. It's got the brownie red, like a investigative feel to them, like he's investigating or he's like researching and stuff. In the olden days, you could say, when they made maps or they wrote research on browning paper, and even though it's to do with science, so you'd think more like blues or greens, at the end of the day he says body language analysis. So analyzing, so you can analyze maps, you can analyze information. So it does link to it. Just trust me, guys, I'm the expert here. No, I'm not an expert at all. I haven't studied graphic design in at least 4 years. This is just my interpretation on it. Everybody has their own interpretation. But another one I could find an example of is Smosh. Let's say if I click on a random video, first video that comes up, we click right at the end. They've got like a cute little TV screen, they've got the brick background, and they've got neon lights. So obviously their channel is a comedy channel. Comedy shows are usually hosted in these like urban buildings, rundown, you know, it's got that rustic vibe with the vintage TV, and the neon lights kind of represent the it's kind of like a showbiz thing, I think, with the neon lights and like the bright colors. So it does really work with their vibe. Those were the examples I could find. And using that, we're going to apply it to my tablet. As you can see here, I have got my logo. I do really like the colours and I think they do match the aesthetic I'm going for. I want bright, I want also quite vintage, I'd say, but more like a... You know what, I'm just talking out my ass. I just like the colours. I also, important mention, have got this as a inspiration because I like the layout. I hate the colours, but I like the fact that it's got the circle and the boxes the exact size I need. This frame here is 16 by 9, and that's the frame for a YouTube video. And if I haven't mentioned yet, this is IBS paint. There was a lot of other ones, but what I liked about this one was I could add some colour around here and possibly around the edges of these boxes to make my videos stand out at the end. And then instead of doing a bunch of writing, I might do some writing here, some writing here, and some writing here. I'm going to directly sample this colour from my logo. And I really like this colour. I think it really represents me. And I use this pink because out of all other colours, I felt like that one stood out the most. But another colour that stands out is actually orange. I'm pretty sure that purple and orange are on the opposite sides of the colour spectrum. This is what it's saying the contrasting colour would be. I quite literally agree. That is very contrasting if you put it there. But it looks more like a poopy brown, I think. Let's go try more neon. Does it go well with the pink? I think so. Let's use an airbrush. I'm gonna use this circle tool here, line it up as well as I can, and then I'm gonna follow that. Boom! So, just as a tester, we could almost take this and move it and see how it would look like. I personally like that. You might not. I don't care. I think that looks great. So, I'm going to keep using this orange. Now we've got these bits here, which is we're going to take the tiniest pen. Then I'm actually going to take a ruler and I kind of want it to be a triangle. Boom. Okay, I'm happy with that. Brilliant. And now we are going to copy. Oh, I see what I've done. This is bad. Actually, no, it's not bad. Right. I kind of want it to follow the border like this. Paste. And then I want to line it up like this. Gonna now take these. Are they on the same layer? No, they're not. So combine the layers. Copy. Paste. So I could do that where I could make it symmetrical. Or over here. It's of course not going to be perfect because realistically I can't be asked to make it perfect. But at the same time, I want it to be good enough where I'm not cringing every time I'm looking at it. But I think that looks pretty good. We can test it actually. And as you can see, it looks a bit off because it's not got the pink on it. And actually, I'm really liking it with this gradient. So we're gonna do the gradient but in a bit of a different way. I'm going to take now the sample of the pink. As you can see, I've kind of already done a gradient here in my logo. So I'm going to try replicate it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to airbrush big patches and then I'm going to make it lower. And we're going to blend it or blur it. Now, what I'm actually going to do is copy, paste. I will explain in a minute. And then we're going to make this layer less visible. Perfect. I think that looks great. I just want to add more dimension in it, just like my logo. I think by doing that, it kind of added the pink hue to the orange. Okay. It's a bit off, so we're going to make it look like it's on. Brilliant. And is it still in the boxes? Yes, it is, so it shouldn't look too off. And now I'm kind of starting to hate the circle. I'm liking the orange and how standout-ish the orange is. I'm thinking, yeah, we've got to put a thinner alternative around the orange here to make it match the vibe, so like that. Do a few scribbles as well. I'm also going to go a bit longer ones there. So this is where we're up to now. I think that looks pretty brilliant. Now I can't remember how I did these pink bits, but I really want to recreate that. But what did I use? I think I used the mapping pen. I think it might have been soft Japanese. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Do this on a separate layer. There's a lot of layers, but it's worth it. It's hard because I actually want it to be under the orange, but that's going to be almost impossible now. Unless I do a bit of a life hack, which is, I'm going to take that blue, apply it, do it like this, and then we can always make that a bit softer, and then we'll be able to see the background through it. Now, I did do it more in splodges, which is going to be kind of hard to do in the corners. That looks like a penis. No, thank you. I'm going to copy. And I don't want it to be completely symmetrical, but just enough. Go on text, add text. So we'll do most recent. My only slight issue is you can't really read the subscribe, so I want to see how it would be if we copied that and filled it in. I think I might do the same or try see how it looks with the other ones. And I feel like we need to make the colours darker. Change drawing colour. Oh, but that's made it something like this? Yeah, I think so. Right. What I meant by something like this was I would add the lines above here. So we're going to use a ruler. We're going to line it up. What I'm going to do is I'm literally going to draw... Wait, we're going to draw one thicker one. Oh. One thinner one. Just oh. This is what I mean, we just do it over and over again until we get it right. I think that's going to be it. Off. So we could keep it like that, which is actually pretty cool. Should I? I quite like that. The only thing throwing me off is the recommended is not in the middle. We can do some playing with the human eye and move that. Wait, let's make sure the whole thing is circled. There you go. And move it the tiniest bit. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking... I know it's like a lot of random shapes and stuff, but I'm thinking it's kind of giving me what I wanted. To be honest, guys, I think I'm getting close to my limit, so this might have to be it. And make those a tiny bit brighter. And honestly, I think I'm finished. You will see the ending card at the end of this video, I guess. And if you've stayed here for this long, I am very sorry. You had to deal with a lot of my mumbling and grumbling. I think we did a pretty good job. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but at the same time, I do not have any more energy to put into it. But I think it matches the vibe a lot better. With this, I'm going to do an inspired head banner and other things to edit around the channel. So if you are interested, please click my little icon below and see how I've spruced it up. Please let me know in the comments if this was genuinely interesting to watch. If you want anything more like this. I am not an expert, but I'd like to think I have pretty good taste. So, thank you for watching. I'm gonna go sleep. Because that's what healthy-minded people do. I am so healthy-minded. Bye.